Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi. I'd like to welcome you guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Alpha Flight, and more specifically the series that came out right after Onslaught. Marvel took another shot at this classic Canadian superhero team with a pretty interesting lineup. And so this came out in 1997. To the story is Steve Seagle and art by Scott Clark. One thing I gotta say about the art is that it reminds me a lot of Rob Liefeld's art. Not the style is very different, but you get a lot of dynamic poses and people looking awesome and stuff like that. But the action always feels really awkward and stiff because of this. So when I sat down to reread the two first issues, it really caught to my attention this situation that it looks really good, it has a lot of style, but the action just feels really stiff. You get a lot of weird poses and situations that just don't make sense. And so it does take away a little bit from the story. And also, I had real fond memories of the series. And when I sat down to reread it, I found myself not being too engaged. Like I was thinking to myself, "Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. why is it not trapping me?" But I'll leave it and go back. And for some reason, it just didn't trap me like it did back in the day. Like a lot of weird things that just don't make sense. Because Department H always does really messed up stuff. It's always manipulating the people involved or working for the organization. Obviously, Alpha Flight is a part of Department H. And at the beginning of the story, we have Heather and Puck. They get kidnapped by Department H so they can force them to work on a mission. Heather and Puck are not happy with the situation, but they end up going on the mission anyways because we have this group of terrorists that want to, they're separatists. Quebec wants to separate from Canada. We have these terrorists with biological weapons that they're going to bomb all of Canada if Alpha Flight doesn't get involved. This forces Heather and Puck to rejoin the team. And we get a new lineup that looks pretty interesting. None of these characters are around nowadays. I think they were all killed off at the end of the series. So that's like another thing that really pisses me off when they introduce new characters and kill them off. That characters that have a lot of potential, like you never see them again outside of that particular series. From the classic old school lineup, Madison Jeffries, Sasquatch, which, spoilers, it's not the original. This is actually a real Sasquatch. Puck, who was kidnapped. Vindicator, who's Heather. We have Murmur. This is a new mutant character that can whisper into a person's ear and basically mind control them. Manbot was this giant mech that is just insanely large and looks very awkward all the time. We have Radius, who has this personal force field, who obviously is probably Eunice's son, and Flex, who can create daggers and metal stuff out of his hands. Something very 90s. We have Guardian, or Weapon Alpha, who is Heather's husband, but he's been de-aged because he has this really weird history where his original body armor back in the old school Alpha Flight series, it exploded, but he was teleported to an alien planet. Really, he didn't die. Everyone thought he died. It was obvious that he died, but he didn't. He was teleported to this alien planet. Got all this weird alien technology in him, and so he was like this weird cyborg dude when he came back. So he was all messed up, and they de-aged him, they de-evolved him or something like that. Now he's a kid. And we have this really weird situation of husband and wife, even though they were separated, Heather having to deal with his husband or ex-husband being young, and it's sort of weird. Also, Sunflight goes to Weapon H, Department H too, because he seems to be dying because of his powers too. So he's sort of like a satellite to this series. And this is actually going to tie later to the Big Hero 6 miniseries. So here we have the introduction. The characters again: Madison Jeffries, Box, Radius, Flex, Murmur, Hulk, Sasquatch. Actually, this particular design is really cool. off that these guys don't know how to work as a team. Here's Manbot that looks really weird and awkward in every, like here, the drawing is great, the style, I really like it, but when you get into the action, because what we discovered is that these terrorists are actually basically just puppets for the Zodiac, the classic Avengers villains, the guys that look like the Zodiac signs. Light goes on the first mission, they have to battle against the Zodiac. As I said before, the action just really looks really weird and wonky at moments. There's some panels that just don't make sense. And Madison Jeffries gets kidnapped. Just really doesn't know how to work very well as a team. And Manbot actually does something and resolves the whole situation, which even Heather thinks to herself is like something weird's going on. And everything is very convenient. So what we discover actually at the end of the story, the whole situation with the Zodiac was all manufactured by Department H itself to force the creation of Alpha Flight. And then they brainwash Heather and Puck so they don't remember the whole situation with Madison Jeffries. It just feels just really, 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 really convoluted. Like it makes sense, yes, but it's like they're putting too much effort into that. And the second issue, which I conveniently had both of these issues together, the team has to deal with Master of the World, but it's not really him, it's a test, and it like you have a filler issue on issue number 2, and it just feels really bad that they could do that, something like that. It feels really cheap. And so Puck and Heather sort of realize that something's not right, and the rest of the story is just, issue number 2 is not the best. The rest of the run, I do have fond memories, but when I sat down to reread these first 2, I didn't like them very much. Not worth the read, nope. Pretty much a waste of time. All these characters, most of the characters are going to get killed off anyways. You're never going to see them again except for Puck, Sasquatch, Vindicator, and Guardian always seems to pop up. So, hope you guys like this video. See you guys next time. Bye.